Hello again, everyone. Say here. Today I'm doing another Lair review. You know, I just did one a little while ago for KiTeas clan and Dragon Lair, and I already like the name. I think that's clever. This person also has a to-do list, RPs. They have pretty much not a whole lot like I've seen on other people's. They do have some stuff on here that's cute little artwork. The to-do list, which I still really need to do. But let's get started on their dragons. This may be a two-parter because they do have 4 pages of dragons. Even though I'm stopping at a certain dragon. But let's get started. I took a glance at their lair before I did this so I could say a couple things about dragons and try to move this along at a decent pace. This dragon here does have a bio, so if you want to know more about this dragon, there is quite a bit in here about him. Does have some art, some cute art. I actually really like this dragon's apparel, even though this, whatever this is that part of the cape? It just kind of looks, I don't know, they should have changed a different color with that. Kind of throws it off. But at the same time, he's royalty. He can wear whatever he wants, right? This is another dragon I saw. The color scheme went really well with the banana sunshine white. And like I always say, spines is always nice. I love spines. And I really like this familiar. I can remember to come back and look at that familiar. This, when I first saw it, kind of creeped me out. I don't know if it's because the paw's hanging down. I was like, oh god, there's a murdered animal on him. But at the same time, I really like this. There's only 3 pieces on there, so you know, they'll probably maybe add more, blend in that fox a little more. It doesn't look like a carcass just laying on him. Then again, kind of like that look. This dragon I find quite interesting. I'm not sure exactly how I feel. I feel like the skin or accent that's on it kind of goes weird. I think let's see if it's a skin or an accent. It's an accent. I think this would have been better with more of a steampunk armor. But you know, it still looks good. It doesn't look bad. By no means. It actually, you know, it still goes well together. So I really like that accent too. I wish I had more of a darker colored Imperial to use that on, like a male. My Imperial are all light colored. This is another one. I mostly like the color, not a fan of the apparel too much, just because it's such a delicate looking dragon with such a hard but you know, she has a bio, so for all I know, she is a warrior. You know, that's up to whoever decided to make the lore. This dragon I noticed and I actually really liked. I'm not sure if I like the piebald, though it looks good with the brown wings, with the, well, sand, whatever, and like the maize underbelly. It actually kind of goes well. I looked at this dragon for a little while actually, and actually decided that even though the piebald normally would throw off this look, it looks really good. I even looked at him in the scry to make sure, like, to see him without the apparel, and I still really enjoy it. Like the leaves, I really enjoy, even without that. But yeah, this is another one where it was a love-hate thing. At first, I looked at it and I'm all like, huh. But I think it's also because the back leg area is more of a gray and the front is more of a color of its body. And I actually thought that was really cool. So if they had boots like this, like the guards for the back, they would look even better because they blend in really well with the dragon's body. It almost looks like it's part of, like it has spikes coming out of its leg. And I really enjoy that. But this dragon's really great. I mean, I wouldn't change it. Only thing I would do differently is the back legs with a different armor. I've noticed there's a lot of light colored dragons. I'm more of a dark dragon. If you've seen my lair, I have a lot of dark dragons. I do enjoy light dragons. I really wish that I had more light dragons. I have a couple. I have added some because I want to breed some because I know a lot of people like lighter dragons. This dragon here, like I said, not a fan of iridescent, but on this dragon, it's actually quite amazing. I'm kind of sad that I don't own this dragon, purely on looks, not breeding wise, even though I'm sure she would breed well. But on pure just looks, this dragon's amazing. I mean, I wouldn't even have to breed her and I'd be happy. Like I said before, I've said it a few times now, spirals look amazing with circuit. No matter what the color is, circuit will always look good on a spiral. It could be a really random color and it would still look okay. And this is a really nice one. I really like its color. It's very pastel looking. Very elegant dragon. This one, I will say, I really enjoy the colors. I'm not too fond of the armor just because it's a little random, but I mean, I do that. I'm like, I have apparel, I'm going to put it on a dragon. It looks good. I don't care what anyone says. And this person shouldn't care either. They're dragons. But, I mean, personally, I do like the wing part, and I do somewhat like this scarf. I'm not too fond of this leg piece. Maybe if the leg piece wasn't there, or if the scarf and the leg piece wasn't there, everything would flow a little bit more. But, I mean, that's up to the person who owns the dragon, like I said. I mean, I'm not always right. I mean, believe me, I'm the first to say that I am, you know, a lot of the time wrong about a lot of things. This dragon, I've noticed blue, aqua, like any kind of blue imperial is normally just so beautiful. It looks very much like a water like spirit, especially when they have gem bond like this, because it looks almost like bubbles going off their body. I'm always a really big fan. I hope they breed this dragon, and I hope they breed this dragon with another like very blue oceany feeling dragon to get some ocean babies, like you know, anything like this. Like, well, you know, that's a male and a female and a female, so it wouldn't work. But I'm just saying, that's a really cute familiar too. I'm just saying that they could really, you know, any dragon with these kind of colors. Gen 1s are always so nice, and I'm always so lazy, and I don't want to gene them. Big fan of Leaf, always will be. It's my favorite color. This is pretty much my favorite shade of green. And I like this dragon mostly because its eyes. Does it have ice? Is that what that is? Yes, of course, and they're very dead eyes. Plague eyes, which are the ones I have because I'm plague, and ice are my favorite because ice is just so dead looking. That sounds really bad, but they're very dead slash, like, I don't know, they're just creepy. And this is a beautiful dragon. I'm not saying this dragon's creepy. This dragon's gorgeous. I love the circuit on it. It flows really well over the wings. It contrasts really well, you know, and the color, like I always say, the colors need to be decent. Because, you know, if you have, like, ice, tomato, or, like, ice, forest, it's gonna look ridiculous. And it's just, I've bred dragons where they come out like that, and I just hate life, and I'm like, why did you curse me? Especially if they're like takes a long time for cooldown, especially wild claws. That's one reason I haven't bred wild claws a lot, because the cooldown is just ridiculous. Like, I don't know, nocturnes are a big iffy thing for me. I'm always really weirded out. This dragon I also saw, caught my eye from afar. I love the apparel. It matches the color scheme. I can see the little tiger poking out the back, which I'm not too fond of, because as everyone knows, I don't like tiger. But the apparel they chose for the color of this dragon is absolutely amazing. I wouldn't do a thing. I mean, I think this dragon actually looks good even with tiger. I looked at this dragon and scarf. This is another one that I went and looked at because I wanted to see the tiger, to see if maybe I liked it. And actually, I did. Maybe it's because it's obsidian. It's a darker color. It makes it look, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to bash on the gene. I really shouldn't do that. But I'm just saying. This is another one. I've noticed a lot of people like to use this winter wind snowflake thing on with Imperials. And I think it's because it flows so perfectly with them. I've always liked them on Imperials too. I don't know what it is. I also like this chain for the tail, though it always freaked me out. Like, wouldn't that disrupt its flying patterns? And its wings are really small too, I've always noticed. But, you know, it's also not a real dragon, so I guess I shouldn't really care. This dragon I noticed too. I really liked it, especially this little minion looking thing up in the corner, like this little evil Gollum gauntlet. It's adorable. And I think it matches this character. Like, I haven't read anything about these dragons yet, but I kind of want to, because I look at some of these dragons and I'm like, I bet you they have a good story behind them. Like this guy, I don't know. There's just something about him. Like, in my head, I just picture him having a voice and being like, I don't know. I really like him. I also really like this dragon. She only has 2 things of apparel, but for some reason this scarf just does it for her. Maybe it's because it matches very well, but and she has gem bond, which I said I like on some dragons and I like on sky dancers. And I actually, over time, I grew to like the fact that it's on the feet, though on the hands it makes it look very skeleton-y. That always freaked me out. But that's not this person's fault. That's just the design that's weird. I actually enjoy this dragon, so don't get me wrong on things I say. I never mean to be rude. This is another dragon that I noticed from far away when I zoomed in, and, you know, I knew it had smoke, which everyone knows I'm not a fan of. But I actually, on this dragon, it flows pretty well, and it's a female, which just looks really cool to me. With the midnight pink, it just really flows. It's very whimsical looking, very... She's a bad, like, how do I explain that? Like, she's hardcore. She's gonna go out there, she might have pink, but she'll get you. I don't want to swear on here. It's a YouTube channel, and I don't know how old some of the people that watch this are, so I'm gonna keep it PG. There's a couple like these 2 here, I'm gonna guess are related. Well, maybe not. They look really similar. I really like their color. I always like, you know, when jeans are like that, midnight ice. And midnight ice always looks good together. It's kind of the contrast of black and white. Most of this dragon is another one I liked. I really like this skin or accent. It looks really good on the Imperials, and I really wish they would do more accents for wings on dragons. Like, they do a lot of accents, but it's always, I want them to do more patterns. I don't know. But, and like, see, spirals, I always love spirals, and I really, really like this one. I've been wanting to get a black and white dragon for a while now, because I'm a Star Trek fan, and there's 2 aliens in the original series that are split down the middle. Black on one side, white on the other. On one, he's black on the left, white on the right. The other is white on the left and black on the right. And it's like a whole racism episode about how racism is dumb, which is another reason I like Star Trek. Big ol' nerd, I guess. But I really like this dragon. It's one that I might ask this person about maybe trading for this dragon, because I like it that much. Yeah. This is another one I thought was really cute. It's really Christmassy feeling to me. And I like its coloring a lot. Even though I'm not a huge fan of tundras. Any dragon with a sword is always cool to me, though I'm always confused about how they wield it. Though, with sky dancers, they have long arms, and I really like this one's wings, by the way. This one, love crackle. I'm kind of sad that it's basic in the front. Luckily it's obsidian, so pretty much whatever you give it, it'll look okay. Just please don't give it, like, speckle or freckle, whatever one is the first one. I hate it. Give it clown or toxin, or not toxin with crackle. Something, you know, will go good with crackle. I love this dragon, just so you know, though. This dragon, too. I like when dragons are dark and then have crackle. Like, crackle is a really good gene to have on the shimmer and